Hi everyone, Stepan here. It's time for another 15+10 training game. Hopefully it goes as well as the last few. It's been going pretty well. And okay, we have e4, e5. I'm not going to talk about anything else today. I'll try to concentrate to play a good game. I'm playing the Italian. Let's see what he does. Okay, bishop c5. I played two moves here. In this game I'm going to castle and see what he does. I like castles. I like going for the Deutsch Gambit if they play knight f6. Okay, he doesn't play knight f6, so now I continue normally with d3 or c3. Okay, I'm gonna play d3. I'll play a normal gioco piano. I may go for an early bishop g5. I saw a game yesterday which I really liked. Okay, he plays h6. So I still don't have to play c3. I may play c3. But I'll just go for rook e1. I don't really mind, excuse me, bishop g4, because I can get in h3 with tempo. Okay, he plays knight f6. I'm gonna play knight d2. Bishop g4, I'm gonna toss in h3. Why not? My knight is coming to g3 anyway. Now knight g3 or c3. If I play knight f1 or c3, sorry, if I play knight f1, knight a5, bishop b5. Okay, I'm gonna play c3. So that I can drop back to c2 if he does play knight a5. Okay, a6 is normal, knight f1 is normal. Now if he plays castles, I go bishop b3 so that I don't lose my bishop. It seems like a normal game. It's going to be a normal game. Oh. Oh. Why didn't I react to this? Can I play b5 here? b4? Something is suspicious about this. Something is suspicious about this. I'm looking at bishop f7, and after bishop f7, or bishop f2. Yeah, I definitely should have played bishop b3 there. That's a mistake. But maybe I have something here. But this seems very fishy. I mean, his king is still in the center. There has to be something here. If I go b4, he goes bishop f2, I go bishop f7, bishop f7, king f2. No, that's not good. No, bishop f7 definitely doesn't work. b4 I don't think works. If I go bishop b3, then knight b3, queen b3. He can play bishop f3. So I would have to go a b3. How did it get to this? I'm gonna have to play bishop b3, I think. Ah, I messed up. Okay, I messed up in the Italian. I don't like messing up in the Italian. Because it can have dire consequences to the game if you make a mistake in the opening. Okay, now concentrate. If I go d4, he takes, moves the bishop back. So I'm not sure I want to go d4. If I go knight h4, he goes bishop h7, I go knight f5. That seems nice. Okay, I'm gonna go knight h4. He does not have any good discoveries. Wait, does he? He could play bishop f2, king f2, knight e4, check, d e4, queen h4. My knight is pinned, but I have queen f3 or queen g4. Okay, that's okay. That seems okay. I should not have given up my light squared bishop. This was just a stupid move. Knight f1 was incredibly stupid. I don't think bishop f2 works. Okay, now I go knight f5, knight h f5, and start attacking him. And then next I could think about d4, blocking his bishop, activating my bishop, and then after that I think about how I can get my queen into play. I like b4 and queen b3, unless he has d5. How can I mate him? If bishop h6, gh6, and queen d2, he can play knight d7. I play queen h5, he plays queen f6. I play queen h6, he plays queen f6. How do I continue? I don't think I have enough there. I don't know how to reorganize my pieces. He wants to play d5. This is not good, I don't see anything. I want to play bishop d2, queen c1, but that's too slow. And I'm wasting way too much time. Nothing works. I'll just play bishop e3. I don't see anything better. I couldn't get any sacrifices to work after knight d7. I'm gonna have to check that. Yeah, I don't think any of the sacrifices would have worked. I mean, I'm not lost yet, but it's definitely not a pretty position because he gets in d5 now. At least he doesn't have the bishop pair. Why did he take on f5? I don't understand. Now my position is pretty good because I have rook g3. Why did he take on f5? Now I'm back in the game. My knight is definitely better than his. He didn't play d5. He's not attacking my knight, so he doesn't have time for queen d7 and d5. So he wants to play knight e8 and rook g6. Okay, I'm gonna play rook g3 anyway. And after knight e8, I think I'm gonna play queen h5. If you can hear scratching, it's my dog making her bed. Kira, okay. I mean, he has to play knight e8 now, there's no other move. And then I play queen h5 to prevent rook g6. I like my position now. He should not have taken on f5, and he should not have... he should have played d5. I mean, he definitely had an advantage there. After d5. Okay, queen h5, what does he do? I'll play it because I want to play quickly. He doesn't have knight f6, he doesn't have g6. If he plays queen f6, queen f6 is his only move probably. Maybe king h7, but then queen f7. If he plays queen f6, I'll just shuffle my other rook. Okay, queen f6. g6 still doesn't work. Queen g6 doesn't work. If he plays king h7, g6 still doesn't work. So I'll just play rook e1, rook e3, rook f3. That's my plan. It's not a very fancy plan, but it's a plan. It's the only one I have. Wow, g5, okay. That has to be a very weakening move. What happens on h4? h4, knight g7, knight g7, queen g7, hg. Okay, I'm just gonna play h4. h4, queen g6 maybe. Okay, I'm still gonna play it. I need to play aggressively because I'm low on time. I need to make him think. Rook e3 was also an option, but I think h4 is better. Because after g5 my knight is just a monster. He probably has to play knight g7 at some point. Because after queen g6 he has to take with the pawn, and then I have knight h6. Maybe I shouldn't trade queens there anyway. Maybe I should just retreat. Because my h4 pawn is defended by the knight. I mean, it could be that I'm just winning. It could be that I have absolutely nothing, depending on whether there's a nice defense. But the way I see it, either I have a great attack or we trade queens and I have a better endgame. Okay, he does play knight g7, so that I have to take. And then I take on g5. Okay, now he cannot take back. Well, he can take back, but it should just be a winning endgame for me. Come on, man. Rook g6 is the only move. Play it. Do I want to keep the queens on the board? I don't think I do. I think I would like to trade queens here. Ooh, nice. Okay. Now think. What does he have in this position? Where does my king want to go? My king wants to go up and I want to grab the H file. He can create a passed pawn here, maybe. So okay, g3 to prevent rook f4, then king g2 and rook h1. And if he plays rook f8, I play king g2, rook e3, rook f3. He cannot trade rooks. Nice, I have the h file. I have the h file. Nice, this is nice. This should now be an overwhelming advantage. Pawn up and the h file should be enough to win. Yeah, this should be easy now. I mean, I'm 5 minutes down on the clock, but I don't think that will be as necessary in this endgame, as important in this endgame. Okay, let's move up with the king. Okay, let's move up with the king again. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play f4. If he trades, I have a great pawn center, and his passed pawn is weak. Okay, I'm gonna play b4 instead of taking, because then my rook can defend all of my pawns. And if he plays c5, I'm gonna take and play rook b7. This way at least he's never creating a passed pawn. Because he's gonna have to trade with a3. But that's gonna cost a pawn, whatever he does. And then ultimately I will have d4 and rook h3 to defend all of my pawns. Okay, let's first make his king slightly worse. Gain a tempo. Okay. Now if I go back, he probably goes back. Okay, yes. So now I'm gonna play d4 and prepare e5. He's still never creating a passed pawn after d4 because my rook defends everything. I didn't give up the h file, which is good. And now I can play e5 and then rook g7, and that should be it. Okay, this is now a simple win. All I have to do is make sure that his rook doesn't take my b2 pawn. If he plays rook c6, I have rook d7 check and rook d6. I badly want to defend my pawn, so I may play rook f6 and rook f2. And I'm gonna play it, because I don't want to give up my b2 pawn. Now I just push. Okay, I'm gonna defend this one. Okay, this should be winning enough. Okay. I mean, I didn't play a good game in the opening. I had completely misplayed the opening, but turned out well. Because he took on f5 and didn't play d5. Yeah, so let's look at this. Okay. So in this position, instead of knight f1, I had to play bishop b3, and then he castles, and then I play knight f1. So that's what I should do. Still some games here. And I'm expecting no games with knight f1, yeah. So here after knight f1, okay, this I don't think works, because he can take on f2. Yeah, okay, here after b4 he can take on f2. And just go knight c6, and this should be good for him. Also b4, I think he can just take here, and after king takes... Oh no, he cannot take there. Okay, so he just takes here. Take... Wait, the knight doesn't have anywhere to go? Can I trap the knight? I don't think so. But it's still awkward. Maybe b4 was best. Okay, but I played bishop b3 and takes. Castles, bishop g6, knight h4, bishop h7, knight f5. I think he has to play d5 here. If I take... Maybe not. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, rook e8, bishop e3. Yeah, here I was trying to, instead of bishop e3, I was trying to make this work, but I couldn't see it. Because he has knight d7, and after I take, he has queen f6. And how do I continue? If I go here, he goes queen g6, and my knight is hanging. d4 here, takes. Yeah, that's not good. Maybe this was working. If I just allow him to trade queens and play d4. Okay, we will see. I mean, I managed to win. Not that I deserve to win because I gave up my bishop, but I still managed. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow and stay tuned for more chess. Bye-bye.